Hey guys, this is Collin Moshman for CardsChat.com, and I want to say first, don't miss a second of me and Katie's exclusive content. Click on the blue CardsChat logo in the bottom right corner to subscribe, or the red subscribe button below this video. Today we have a $5 spin and go played on PokerStars. This is a short game, and I love this game because I think Hero plays it great, and there are some really interesting spots that come up. So let's go ahead and check it out. King 9 offsuit out of position. I would definitely be checking pre-flop rather than raising. And here at this flop, here he elects to bet, which is fine. We have a gut shot, so this is a semi-bluff. We could also check. We have some showdown value with unimproved King 9 high, but betting keeps us aggressive. Now at the turn, if it's a blank like a deuce, I would normally just be giving up here. But this is a really good scare card to continue firing. If our opponent has a hand like, let's say a 7, he has a hand like 7-5 suited, there's a good chance he gives it up with yet another overcard. We still have the gut shot straight draw. So Hero fires again, wins the pot. Excellent aggressive play. With 6-5 offsuit, we should complete in the small blind. And some of the worst hands I would complete with would be 5-4 offsuit and 3 deuce suited. So this 6-5 off, getting pot odds of 5-1 is correct to call, which is what Hero does. Big blind checks. Now we miss completely. We're out of position. It's a very coordinated flop. Definite situation to check fold and not do anything fancy. Any ace we're going to play on the button. Your min raises, which is perfect. At this shallow stack depth, any hand that we play in the button, we're mainly going to be doing by min raising. And we have another gut shot straight draw. We also have ace high. We have 3 outs to an overpair. So I would definitely make the continuation bet. This sizing is slightly small. On a coordinated flop, I would go a little bit higher, but I like the decision to c-bet. Our opponent calls. So this could be a lot of hands, including one pair hands, flush draws, straight draws, hands like maybe king 10. And we spike top pair, so this is pretty nice. You definitely want to bet. You want to bet for value because so many worse hands can call, and to protect your hand. So if he is a naked spade, he doesn't get a free shot of hitting it. So don't clam up in spots like this and think, oh, my opponent has to have the flush. Normally your hand is best. Just go ahead and bet it for those reasons. And here at the river, we're going to make a value bet as well. But instead our opponent bets out. And here I wouldn't raise. We have a strong hand. We do have top trips. But at the same time, if our opponent is bluffing, he's just going to fold if we raise. If he has this beat, he's certainly going to call. So I don't think there are too many worse hands. They're going to bet and then call a raise. So even though I think we're best here the real majority of the time, I would just call. Here he does that. Beats the bluff. Very well done. Jack 3 suited, we fold in the big blind. A rare lapse in the action. And with the 9-6 off, you have options. What I would normally do is go ahead and shove. Notice here the effective stack is the big blind's 10 blind stack since we cover him. So I like jamming, but limping is a viable alternative, particularly against passive opponents. So we limp the big blind checks. This is actually a decent flop for us. We miss. But we do have 2 overcards, and once again, kind of a theme of this video, we have the gut shot straight draw. So I will go ahead and fire with the plan of continuing to bet on a lot of scare cards at the turn. Our opponent folds, and we pick up another couple of blinds without a fight. The worst jack I would open on the button would normally be Jack 9 offsuit or Jack 7 suited, so a good fold. Here's the 5-3 offsuit. We check it in the big blind. And our opponent bets. So this is not a very strong one pair hand. But notice here we have position. We're getting good odds. And we have a pair, which is never going to be such a bad hand in a limped blind versus blind pot. So I will call and see what happens at the turn. This is a very good turn card for us. It doesn't compete the flush. If our opponent had a king, he already beat us. So it doesn't really matter. And also makes it less likely he has one, given that there are now 2 kings accounted for. So if he checks, I would bet for value and protection. And when he bets, I would call. And of course, a wonderful river card for us. And our opponent just moves in, which is kind of unusual. This makes it look like he's polarized. He either has a very strong hand or very weak hand. If he had an 8, for example, he would most likely either check or make a smaller bet. And here I would call. I think he absolutely can have the king. But at the same time, there's no guarantee he does. This has been a great run out for our hand. He might just be spewing it off. So I do think that we have to call. Also, if we don't call here, then we're pretty much never going to be calling this bad. We kind of allow him to run over us because that means we're only going to call with a king or better. And we chop it up against another 3. Queen deuce off is a great fold. We want hands that have playability. So queen deuce suited, I would call. Pretty much any suited hand is good to call here. But the worst offsuit face card hands like jack deuce and queen deuce offsuit, I would fold. King deuce offsuit, I would call. 5 deuce, we fold. And now look at this. Facing ace queen in the big blind, we face a jam and a call. And this is a spot we just have to put it in. Occasionally the small blind will have a monster or maybe even the button. But when we're up against 2 short stacks in the spin, ace queen is a very strong hand. We just have to go with it here. And probably any hand, ace 10 or better, without some kind of very strong read. We're just going to be putting it in here and hoping for the best. Hero does that. And can he get the double KO? Yes! Beautiful. Well done. So thanks very much for watching. This has been Collin Moshman for CardsChat.com.